Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Holowitz from the John Anthony Group, and I want to thank you for being here for our tutorial. Today we're going to talk about the menu bar, or the shortcut bar, or the links bar. Different people call it different things. It's not so much what it's called, just knowing how it works is really more important. Right now we were looking at CNN.com, which in a previous tutorial I had said is our home page. The home page you get to by just clicking on the little house right there, and it will always bring you back to CNN or whatever your home page might be. But there's also a shortcut bar right here. And what I find that for most people, you can easily modify this shortcut bar to add things you use all the time. Now, when you start up Internet Explorer for the first time, they have all kinds of shortcuts here. And they're somewhat self-serving, meaning that Microsoft has put shortcuts there that they find useful, really more for them than for you. So what you can do is you can add and delete things from the shortcut bar. For example, I'm going to come over here to where it says Dodgers. This is my son's Little League team. And since the season's over, I don't really need this anymore. But what I'm going to do is when I put the pointer on it, I'm going to click on the right mouse button, and then I'm going to come down and click on Delete. So when I click Delete, it's going to take that shortcut away. It's going to give me a warning. Do I want to send it to the recycle bin? Yes, I do. So one of the first things you have to do is if you have a lot of things up there that you don't use, will never use, you're not hurting anything, you're just removing them. So the first thing you want to do is delete things you don't want to have there. That's the first step. The second step is, let's say for example that I want to have a shortcut to a website right here. Well, I'm going to go to one of my other websites, which is teachanolddogNewTricks.com, and I want you to observe that because I had been there before, it remembers that I had been there, and instead of having to type it all out again, I can just click on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take us to our website. And now, if I want to bookmark this website on my menu, well, what I'm going to do is this. I want to draw your attention to the left of the HTTP. There's a little white sheet of paper with an E. That's a little icon in essence. I'm going to click on that and hold, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it down. I'm doing drag and drop, and I'm going to drag it down here to the menu bar. And you'll notice when I get in between one of the options that are here, I get this little line right there. So now I'm going to release and let go. And what you're going to see is there's going to be a shortcut that's been put right there. Now that shortcut in many cases takes whatever text is up here on this blue bar and puts it in the shortcut. The problem with this shortcut is it's so long, it's taking up a lot of space. So what I do is I'll next show you how to modify this name so that you can change the name so it takes up less space. And I'm going to just call this, for example, dog. I'll know what it is. I'm going to right click on that item, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to click on rename. When I click on rename, a box will pop up and everything that's in that box is highlighted in blue. When things are highlighted in blue, such as this, you do not have to do anything. You can just start typing and it will go right over everything that's highlighted in blue. So I'm just going to put in dog. I'll know what that means, and I'm going to click OK. Oop, there's another one on here called dog. So let me take this again. I'm going to type in dog 2. I think I've done this in a previous class. I'm going to click OK. And now, right here, we see it says dog 2. Now, the reason you rename things is because of the fact that the shorter they are, the more things you can get up here. And you see, I have all these little things up here that I come to quite frequently. For example, the hourly weather. If I want to see what's going on over the next couple hours, I'm an avid cyclist, and I do this thing every year called the Pan Mass Challenge, which is a fundraiser. So I have to get out and train, and I'm always looking at this to try to determine what the weather's going to be for the next few hours, so I can figure out if I can fit in a ride or if I'm going to get poured on. So again, all of these little items up here are really nice to have because it allows me to put shortcuts to things I use a lot. So that's why I use this bar. Now sometimes as you add things, you might find that things are in the wrong order. In other words, the thing you use the most, you might want to have way over to the left. And to move things around, for example, let's say I take this hourly weather, I'm going to click on this and hold, and I'm going to just drag to the left. And much like dragging the item down from the top, you'll see there's a little line right there, a little dark line. I just release and I've moved it around. So you can delete things, you can move them, and you can rename them. The last thing I want to show you about this toolbar is if you have too much stuff to fit up here on the toolbar, if you come way down to the right, you'll see a set of little arrows right here facing to the right. If you click on those arrows, any shortcuts that you have that wouldn't fit up top will be listed right here. But you've got to notice those little arrows, and if you don't, you won't see these items right there. So again, use this little toolbar to put the things that are most important to you, the things you use all the time, and I think you'll find it a very effective tool. And I do delete things that are there maybe seasonal, like my son's baseball schedule for Little League, which is now over. I deleted it. I won't need it again until next spring. My name is Tony Holowitz. Have a great day, and I hope this was helpful.